Every night when you turn off the lights and silence surrounds you, an uneasy feeling settles in your chest. You know it. There's no need to hide it. You've let too many nights slip away, clinging to the hope that tomorrow will be different. But tomorrow arrives, and the cycle repeats. You hide behind excuses and distractions, convincing yourself that the perfect moment is just around the corner. But it never comes. Instead of moving forward, you tell yourself the same old stories. I'll start tomorrow. It's not the right time yet. I need to fix other things first. And so the days slide by, and so the years disappear. You don't need anyone to tell you. You feel it deep inside. You wait for change to knock on your door like a miracle. But change isn't a gift from the heavens. It's an act of war. Either you seize control with determination, or you remain stuck in the same place. Not because of luck or an unexpected twist of fate, but because you choose to make it so. You don't need magical signs or empty promises. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, because that moment never arrives on its own. You just need to take the first step, fear and all. Your story isn't set in stone. Every day is a blank page. You can keep repeating the same chapter or dare to write a new one. The question is, will you remain a spectator in your own life, or will you finally take the lead role? But there's a price, and that price is the truth. And the truth is never comfortable. The truth demands that you face what you've been avoiding, that you stop fooling yourself with excuses dressed as reasons. You haven't changed because you're terrified of seeing yourself without filters, without masks, because you've grown used to running from your own reflection, as if an enemy lived within it. But there you are, waiting to be discovered, waiting for you to have the courage to recognize yourself. Nietzsche said it plainly, "Become who you are." But no one warns you that before doing that, you must first face who you are now. Because only when you see yourself with complete honesty can you begin to build the version of yourself you've always wanted to be. It's not about reading another motivational book or waiting for the stars to align. Change doesn't arrive wrapped in mystical signs or sudden inspiration. It happens when you stop, take a deep breath, and dare to face your truth. Write down, without embellishments or excuses, every mistake, every lie you've told yourself. Because as long as you keep avoiding reality, you'll remain trapped in the same story. Dostoevsky put it bluntly. Suffering is the most brutal and effective tool for self-discovery. But instead of using it, you numb it with distractions, disguise it with empty entertainment, bury it under the false hope that if you ignore it, it will fade away. But it won't. It doesn't dissolve over time. Change isn't a gentle whisper. It's a fierce roar that you only hear when you tear off the blindfold and see the truth in its purest form. What you find deep inside yourself may not be what you expected. It may scare or unsettle you. But here's where the power lies. Failures are not endings. They are starting points. Mistakes are not chains. They are lessons. And stories, no matter how destined they may seem, can always be rewritten. Think of Tarantino. A man with no connections, no clear path, no backing, just something few possess. An almost obsessive passion for the story he wanted to tell. He didn't let the world dictate who he should be or push him onto a predetermined path. His story was his own, not the one others wanted for him. So, what story are you telling? Is it truly yours, or have you let yourself be guided by the script others have written for you? The difference between those who transform their destiny and those who remain trapped in mediocrity is simple, yet difficult. The first group faces themselves with courage. They don't hide from their reality. They don't sugarcoat their mistakes. They don't search for empty justifications or excuses to stay stuck. They acknowledge their failures and rise stronger, determined to create something authentic, even when everything seems to be against them. You have that same ability. If you're willing to let go of fears, doubts, and external pressures, you can take control of your own narrative. Don't let yourself be trapped by other people's expectations, because only you are the author of your story. When the world sinks into silence and the noise of the day fades, grab a notebook and let your thoughts flow. Write without filters, without restrictions. Write down everything you've done wrong, every mistake that has shaped you, every wrong decision that has dragged you down, every fear that has kept you stuck, every excuse you've used to avoid moving forward. Write until it hurts, until the discomfort becomes real. And when the pain surfaces, keep writing. Then look for solutions. Now is not the time for justifications, nor for finding reasons to feel better. Now is not the time to complain. It's time to take action. And you don't have to fix everything tonight. You just need to make one small but powerful decision, something you can act on tomorrow. Because if you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait for fear to disappear, it will stay with you forever. The only way to overcome it is to move forward, even as it whispers in your ear. Your life can change in a single night. Not because everything will suddenly be solved, but because the moment you decide to face reality without excuses, everything starts to shift. There is no story already written for you. There is no predetermined ending. There is only the story you dare to tell, and the one you resign yourself to living. Which one will you choose? If you've made it this far, it's because a part of you knows it's time to act. Not because of fleeting inspiration or a temporary impulse, but because the emptiness you feel each night is the scream of something in your life that isn't working. And it's not about luck or circumstances. It's about the story you choose to write. Your story isn't writing itself. Every word, every page is shaped by the decisions you make, and even more so by the ones you avoid making. You think inaction is an empty space, but it's not. Every time you postpone what you know you need to do, you are actively choosing to stay exactly where you are. And here's the terrifying part. If you don't take control of your story, someone else will. Routine, societal expectations, external pressures. How many secondary characters can you recognize in your life? People trapped in jobs they hate, in empty relationships, in exhausted bodies, in minds that no longer feel their own. They are there because, at some point, they chose the comfort of not deciding. But you still have time. There isn't just one ending for you. There are hundreds of versions of you waiting in the shadows, and each one depends on the choices you make today. Now tell me, will you keep being a background character in your own story? Or will you dare to take the lead and start writing it tonight? Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Leave a like and a comment with your thoughts or suggestions. It really helps us continue creating more content. And if you think this video could be useful for someone else, share it. See you in the next video.